So I haven't done one of these in a very long time, and quite a lot in my life has changed recently. So I figured one of the best videos we could do now is a Q&A, just update you guys with what's going on in my life, the new things that I'm doing. So getting the basic things out of the way first. My name is Balfour. I'm 24 years old. I live in Vancouver, Canada. I am 5'8", I weigh 150 pounds. I bench press 600 pounds. My dick is 12 inches long, and I am a straight male. Very straight male. I don't know why I always get asked if I'm gay. I don't know if it's because I look that good. I'm just joking. I always get asked if I'm gay. I have no idea why, but I promise you guys I very much like women. And I also forgot to mention I was born in England. I'm part Chinese, Danish, and Portuguese. So that gets the basic stuff out the way. Now let's get to the questions. So the first question, do you see yourself staying in Vancouver or moving stateside, etc.? So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you would know how much I've been complaining about Vancouver weather recently. It has been absolutely atrocious. It is like the worst weather we've ever had at this time of year. It is June, and there's a literal storm outside right now, and it's been like this for the past, I don't even know how long, 3 weeks. It's just ridiculous. So I definitely see myself moving. I don't know where exactly I want to go. I need to go somewhere with sun, though. The only reason I've been staying here for the past 23 years was just because this is where my parents settled down. Now I'm at a point in my life where I can move wherever I'd like and I can work from there. So I'm gonna start experimenting, go checking out different places. The next place I'm going to right now is Florida. I'm gonna go check out Miami. I'm not a huge party person, so I don't know if I'm gonna like that city, but I'm mainly going there just because of the weather as well as taxes. But I'll need to figure out whether I even like it first, and then getting visas and things like that will be a challenge. But yeah, I definitely plan on moving out of Vancouver. I don't want to stay here much longer, especially with taxes here and how expensive things are. It's just getting ridiculous. If you weren't a content creator, what job would you want to have? If I wasn't a content creator, I'd 100% be doing some sort of sales job. And the reason I would choose a sales job is just because you're unlimited to how much money you can earn. Your growth is not stuck. Unlike working in most corporate jobs, you gotta have seniority to earn more money. You gotta be there for a very long time. You're also usually capped out at a salary that you can earn within the company. And I just love the fact that within sales, commission-based, it's based on your own performance. You could be the newest guy in the sales office and make more money than the top sales guy just based on your own skills. So I love the fact that self-development is the factor in terms of how much money you can earn. The more you put into yourself, the more you learn, the more money you can earn. And I just love that. And you also don't have to go to school, which is another benefit of doing sales. What's your favorite going out drink? I rarely ever drink. I probably drink once or twice a year. I don't think it is beneficial in any way, shape, or form, but there's certain times where I don't have anything to do. I'm on vacation, so I'm like, okay, I'll have one drink. And usually that's a Moscow Mule. I love Moscow Mules. I'll actually just go and ask for a virgin Moscow Mule without the alcohol just because I love ginger beer and the lime, but for some reason they just won't sell it to me. I've literally asked for a virgin Moscow Mule. They're like,
sorry, we can't do that.
I said, why? I'm gonna pay for it. You can't just not put the alcohol in it. They're like,
no.
So I usually get a Moscow Mule. That's my favorite going out drink if I'm going to drink. What is your education / degree? So my education level is grade 12 max. I didn't go to university. I didn't go to college. There's nothing that I needed to go to university for to become. Obviously, I'm doing my dream job right now, which is a content creator. And there's nothing you can go to university and be given after 4 or 5 years where you're like,
okay, you're a certified content creator now. Now grab your camera and start filming.
No, you can't. It's just getting out there, posting, learning from experience, watching YouTube videos on how to use your camera, how to speak better, how to communicate. So obviously there was nothing that I needed to go to university for, which is why I just quit after grade 12 in terms of education in the schooling system. And I self-taught myself a lot of things, and I read lots of books, and I learned that way instead. How big the titties now? I think I'm still at a small C cup. Trying to get to the double D's, boys. It's gonna take a while, but I think right now, if I'm being honest, probably the smallest C cup. BMW mods list. You guys know I'll sit here and talk about my car all day long. So I have quite a few different mods, and I'm probably gonna forget a bunch because there's a lot to go through, but I'll think of the main ones. So I have a stage 2 MHD 93 tune. I didn't want to go with ethanol. I don't want to have to find an e-gas station all the time and do the conversions for the gasoline mixtures and stuff. So stage 2 93 is what my car is on. I have Active AutoWorks catted downpipe. I have a full AWE exhaust system, front splitter, rear diffuser, lowered on Dynon springs, MST cold air intake, Vossen wheels, custom Alcantara steering wheel, carbon fiber parts on the inside, yellow DRLs. I think I've gotten most of them. Probably a few other things that I'm missing, but the main ones were those. What's your workout split? So my workout split for a very long time was push-pull legs. I was doing that for the last 3 years. And I would say over the past year, I have just mainly done push-pull. And the reason I've done mainly just push-pull and I've skipped legs is because my legs aren't twigs to begin with. And it was so difficult to fit into pants. Already at 5'8", it's virtually impossible to find pants that fit properly. Now add big quads to that equation and you're not finding anything. I train legs once every 2 weeks just to maintain, and I can still fit into my pants. There was a point where none of my Suit Supply pants were fitting properly anymore. They're pulling super hard on my quads. I'm like, I'm not wasting $300 on another pair of pants when I have a perfect pair here. So I stopped training it just enough so that it shrunk down ever so slightly and I could fit back into them. And now I just maintain my legs at that size and it looks fine. My legs aren't tiny, so we're good in that department. How much do you bench? I told you at the beginning, I bench 600 pounds. No, realistically, guys, I haven't trained bench press in a very long time. I found that movement, it just is not good for your shoulders. So I haven't trained bench in maybe 3 years. I train incline bench though. The reason my titties look like titties is because I train all incline movements. I've never done a PR on incline bench, but I can rep about 215 for 6 to 7 reps. And that's usually the minimum amount of reps that I'll do for any of my movements is 6 to 7. Any more than that is like strength training. I focus a lot on hypertrophy and higher rep ranges. Oh, this is a really good question. How important to your personal growth was moving out? It was extremely important. And for those of you that don't know, I moved out in February. I'd been previously living with my parents, even though I could have probably afforded to move out a year prior. I didn't because I was too afraid to do so, but that was the reason I moved out. I was too comfortable at home. I knew that in order to take it to the next level, I needed that level of uncomfortability. I needed that recurring income coming out of my bank account to push me to the next level, because eventually you become comfortable at this level and then you got to push yourself ever so slightly again. I'm already starting to get comfortable with the rent here, and I know eventually in order to get to the next level after that, I'm gonna have to do the same thing again. And that doesn't necessarily need to always involve adding more expenses to your life, because that can be extremely dangerous as well. But always looking for some sort of route to cause you uncomfortability to push you to the next level, because I think for most of us, we can push ourselves to a certain extent, but if you don't have any uncomfortability, it's very difficult to keep going up. You almost always have to constantly add more uncomfortability to get to the next level. That was the reason I did it. I was too comfortable at home. Second reason was I needed more lighting. I needed a bigger space. I wanted to make better videos. If you guys haven't seen the apartment tour, my apartment is 99% windows. I have 180-degree view of Burnaby and Vancouver, which is where I live. I can see virtually everything. I don't use any external lighting. All the lighting you see in here is just from natural lighting. So that was one of the other reasons why. And the final reason was I just didn't think that I could become the man that I wanted to be while being dependent on my parents. And for those of you that live at home probably feel like that as well. You can't fully become a man if you're dependent on your parents. You need to become an independent individual to become the man. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have to move out, because it is extremely expensive and most people aren't earning enough money to move out. But at least being able to take care of your own bills, at least pay for your food, pay for your space, that's going to give you almost the same sense of feel as being independent and living on your own. And there's some people that don't want to move out at all and they want to live with their parents, which is fine. But like I said, if you can pay for your expenses, that's going to give you the same type of feeling of being independent. But if you can afford to move out, 100% do it. It is extremely important for your own development, and I wish it's an experience that all of you guys will get to have in your lives. Ferrari or Lamborghini? I don't know if I can give a statement because I've never driven either of them yet. Keyword yet. I will drive one fairly soon, but I've always been a Ferrari fanboy. I think Ferrari just has a better range of vehicles. They have the 458, the 488, the 488 Pista, the 812 Superfast, the F12, the F8 Tributo, the 296, the LaFerrari, and then Lambo's got the Huracan STO, Lamborghini Lamborghini SVJ, which obviously is a lot of people's dream car. I love the SVJ. That would be the one Lamborghini I would get. I just think Ferrari has better vehicles, appearance-wise, as well as the range of vehicles that they have. They just have more. So I'd say I'm a Ferrari fanboy right now, but like I said, I don't know if I can give an actual opinion because I haven't driven either of them. It might change in the future. Who knows? One advice for upcoming adults. The best advice I would give you, because I see a lot of people deal with this, even myself earlier on, was what do I want to do? And you get into this analysis paralysis period where you're just like, I just don't know what I want to do. So then you don't do anything. So the best advice that I would give you is just go and try everything as fast as you possibly can. Time is not waiting around for us to make decisions, guys. If you're not making a decision, time is just going to keep going by and you're going to get older. We're getting closer to death every single day. So as soon as you have some sort of interest in something, go try it out as fast as you can. If you don't like it, it doesn't matter. Move on to the next thing. Just keep trying it as fast as you can, because the person that does that obviously is going to get the results that they want sooner than the person that just thinks about it and sits there and is like, oh,
I just don't know what I want to do.
Well, you haven't tried much, so how would you know what you want to do? So the best advice I'd give you, go try as many things as you can and do it as quickly as you possibly can. Do you like riding your motorcycle? Dude, it is so funny. So for those of you that don't know, I just recently bought a motorcycle. I don't even know if you can consider it a motorcycle because it is the slowest motorcycle you can buy. It is a 125cc engine. It's called a Honda Grom. Tiny bike. It's basically a moped. And that was the reason I had bought it, and my friends bought it as well. I just know personally I shouldn't hop on a 600 or 1000 because I'm going to kill myself. I know I'm too stupid. My car is fast enough for that, so I don't need to go and upgrade to a big bike like that. As long as all of us stick on the Groms, I'm not going to feel the need to go and get a bigger bike anyways, because we're all going to be going the same speed. But the Grom, because it is so small and so easy to maneuver, it feels very nostalgic for me. It reminds me of back in the day when you'd have your bicycle and you go to your friend's house, you just drop them out front, pick them up, and then you just go roam the earth and your parents have no idea where you've gone. That's what it reminds me of. It's a very freeing experience. You don't really have to follow the rules of the road either. You can just like hop onto the sidewalks and pop wheelies super easily, although you should be safe and you shouldn't do those things. I do. Just because that was the whole reason we bought them, was to stunt them. I've only been riding for about 7 days. I can already pop a decent wheelie. It's just a blast. If you have the opportunity to buy a Grom, you definitely got to try it out, dude. It is so freaking fun. If you're not responsible, don't upgrade to a 600 or a 1000cc. I'm not responsible, so I won't do it. What's your main source of income? Now, I think this is quite obvious, but I'll answer it anyways. My main source of income comes from my social media platforms. I had mentioned in one of my previous YouTube videos that I did real estate, and I do have some money in real estate, but it doesn't actually add much to my income. It's maybe 5% of the money that I earn comes from real estate. Most of my money comes from social media. You guys have been watching my YouTube videos recently. I've been including a sponsorship in each one of my videos. The reason I've been doing that, guys, is because people think you make a lot of money from YouTube. You make no money from YouTube. At least in my niche, I make $400 per video on average. That's not even enough to pay my brother, and I post only 2 times a month. If that was the case, and I live here in Canada, so you wouldn't even be able to buy a month worth of groceries for $800. So you have to take on sponsorships as a creator. And I will say, I do really appreciate you guys for not making a big deal out of it when I do post sponsorships, because in order for me to earn any money to make more videos, I have to take on a sponsorship. But I will never, ever promote something that I think is negative, something that I don't personally use or would think is beneficial to you. I've been offered large amounts of money for gambling, liquor, sex stuff. I've said no to all of them. There's people that would take that and promote that, and I would never do something like that to you guys. Unless it is going to be beneficial to you guys or I personally use it myself, I will never promote anything. So apart from that rant, I make my money from all of my platforms now. Only YouTube recently I've started making money from those sponsorships. Previously, all of my money was coming from TikTok sponsorships and Instagram partnerships. Sorry guys, I had to switch up the audio here. My mic just died. The next question was cars you want to buy and anything you're planning to buy. Cars I'm planning to buy within this year, I think I'm going to get the M3 competition. And there's this annoying thing that happens once you become a car guy. You just crave more power. It's not like my M340i isn't fast enough. It's got 500 horsepower, but I'm like, no, I need 800 horsepower. It's like this never ending thing. Like, what am I going to go to a Bugatti next? It's like, oh, it's so annoying. I think the next car M3 competition, I'm gonna do probably the same mods that I have to my M340i, just a 93 tune, which would probably get me to about 700 wheel horsepower, which is ridiculously quick. But like I said, it seems like power is never enough for a car, guys. We'll have to see. I think in the future, maybe 2, 3, 4 years down the line, there's quite a few cars that I wanna get. There's gonna be new cars by the time I can afford to go and buy those. As of right now, if we're basing it on the cars that are on the market, Lamborghini SVJ I'd love to have at one point, the 812 Superfast, F8 Tributo, McLaren 765 LT, Porsche 911 Turbo S. There's so many different cars I would like to try and drive in the future. Those are the ones that I'd like right now. If you had to choose between old money and streetwear forever, what would you choose? Is that even a question? Of course I would choose old money. Old money aesthetic. It's just the classy way of dressing. Why would I choose streetwear? I don't think there's many people that would choose to dress streetwear for the rest of their lives. Imagine being 60 years old and dressing in streetwear. That would be ridiculous. How to know that you are in the right direction. Everybody's direction is going to be different. Everybody has different goals in life, but I would say that you know that you're going in the right direction if you actually enjoy what you're doing at the time. And this is the thing you guys need to realize too, is there's going to be points in time, just like with Mother Nature, that the seasons change, and there's different seasons in your life. You're going to enjoy doing something for a certain period of time, and then maybe a few months or a few years down the line, it doesn't give you the same fulfillment or enjoyment that it once did. Then you just need to pivot and try something else. It's this interesting thing because this roadmap of life is not just one direction and you just go like this. It's not linear. It's this weird roadmap that will go side to side sometimes. You'll go diagonal, then you come back down, and then you go straight up, and then you're over here, and then you're over here. That's the beautiful thing, is just when it doesn't feel right anymore, you just know it's time to pivot. A lot of people end up finding themselves stuck where they're like, I don't like this moment. Why do I not like this? And they battle with themselves and they feel bad about it rather than just changing the direction, because you've changed as a person. You're at a different time in your life and it's time to try something new. To answer your question, like I said at the beginning, you know the direction that you're going in is the right way if it feels good to you. What's a small thing that makes you happy? Honestly, just watching a movie with my brother or having the boys come over. I have a big projector screen here, so just watching a movie is always a good time, and I definitely don't take those little moments for granted. It's always very pleasurable experience just hanging out with friends and your family and enjoying a good movie. So I watch lots of South Korean movies now, actually, because Hollywood just comes out with just dog shit movies these days. There's no storyline to it. Those of you that have watched South Korean movies will just know they're just 10 times better than Hollywood ones. Hollywood ones used to be good a long time ago, but now they just have these massive budgets and they put it all into CGI with no storyline, hire all the craziest actors, and it's just not very good. We watch a lot of South Korean movies and I enjoy watching them a lot with friends and family. Do you wish to start a brand in the future? Most definitely. Actually, very soon. I'm gonna start working on something now, boys. So be prepared. Within a year's time, hopefully, I'll have it ready to launch. I'm not gonna say what it is, but I do have something cooking up. So hopefully we'll have something come to fruition. So I'm gonna cut the Q&A off there. I feel like we've answered quite a lot of questions. I hope you guys have gotten more insight into my life, as well as maybe you'll learn something from maybe one of the things that I said, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya!